It's time now for Real Estate Update. With Usha Chandra of Globenet Realty, real estate is our world.
Now we're standing here face to face, afraid.
Hi, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show, and today we will have a slightly different show, meaning let's talk about something which everyone is worried about or concerned about, and maybe many coming to terms with the interest rate and the interest rate hike that has just been announced. So, if we look at the cycle, the hiking cycle and the growth rate with the RBA, what has this period been like?
Yes, let's have a quick look at the report from RBA. I know a lot of people are worried and concerned about the interest rate going gradually high every month, basically. At the last February board meeting, RBA lifted the cash rate further 25 basis points to 3.35%, continuing the fastest and largest rate hike cycle on record. The cash rate has jumped 325 basis points since moving off to the record lows in May last year. Tuesday's cash rate rise was broadly expected, but tragically of the interest rates over the coming months remain highly uncertain. It is tied to the outlook of inflation, which is shrouded in uncertainty. Headline inflation 1.9% and annually was 7.8%, came in below RBA's forecast for the December quarter. But the more critical core inflation reading was 1.7% and 6.9% annually, based on the timed mean was higher than forecast. However, core inflation was slightly down from the September quarter to 1.9%. To add further complexity to the outlook, the Melbourne Institute's monthly inflation gauge rocketed 0.9% higher in January, up to 0.2% in December, although the monthly reads can be violent. So looking at the interest rate, the people are very concerned. A lot of buyers and people who are borrowing money in renters, they're all concerned about the interest rate. So going high so fast and so quickly. And as you know, the rental market and the sale market, the people want to buy it, but they can't afford to buy at the hike of the interest rate.
Well, and that is the case. But right now, today, we are going to be talking with Andrew McMillan from CBA as well, coming on the show today. And unfortunately, we couldn't get a video link with him, but he is coming with the audio. And he is going to be, talking about some of the affordability factors that we talked about. And we want to find out what is CBA doing in that. So number one, welcome to the show, Andrew. Could you tell us what and how CBA is supporting its customers?
We are really focused on providing customers with the right tools, features and services to help them as they navigate across the challenging and changing economic landscape. In a recent survey we did, it probably won't surprise you, but 9 out of 10 Aussies said that the cost of living pressures was top of mind for them. And Benefit Finder is one of a number of digital tools that CBA has available to help Australians offset this rising cost of living.
And that is very well said, and Andrew, and I couldn't agree with you more. But could you tell us about some of the finer benefits of how this works?
The Benefit Finder is a digital tool available in the CommBank app and in our online banking channel called NetBank. It can help business customers and personal customers easily find grants, rebates and concessions that they may be entitled to. Things like wage subsidies for businesses or back-to-school vouchers for mums and dads. There are literally hundreds of benefits available. And Benefit Finder was developed as part of an ongoing collaboration between CBA and Harvard University.
Well, that is wonderful to see. And again, well, looking at the potential benefits, and of course there are many unclaimed benefits. So what are the potentials of unclaimed benefits that are available, Andrew?
Well, in Australia specifically, hundreds of potential benefits are provided by the state and the federal governments. However, many Australians just aren't aware that these benefits exist, or if they are even eligible, or how to apply for them. This is actually something that is a global phenomenon where in almost every developed economy, a range of government benefits go unclaimed every single year.
Well, that is wonderful once again, but how much has the tool helped many Aussies in claiming those benefits?
Well, so far since we launched the Benefit Finder in 2019, $1 billion worth of grants, rebates and concessions has been claimed by CommBank customers through the Benefit Finder tool. And with more than 8 million digitally active customers, we're using our technology smarts to reach more and more Aussies and give them access to benefits that they may be eligible for.
Well, thanks very much for that, Andrew. So, if in this segment, because we thought it might be interesting, even though this is a real estate segment, that it would also benefit many of the people who are investing as well. So, if people want to find out a little bit more, where can they go?
It's really easy to find out more. Log on to the CommBank app, click on the section that says For You, and you'll find the Benefit Finder in there. Or if you don't use the app, go to the website commbank.com.au and look for Benefits Finder.
And once again, thank you so much for coming on this show, Andrew. Well, right now, tying in with that news is also there's a record number of people who are refinancing their mortgages in real estate.
HEXA's data is telling us that in 2022, for the whole year, new loans, the volume and number of loans fell by 12.8%, so about 500,000 loans written. Now that fell from those highs that we saw through 2020 and 2021 at the peak of the market. But what's more interesting is the refinancing of loans, which rose by 11% to a record high through 2022, and we're already seeing further rises so far in 2023.
So what's that telling you, the refinancing has hit a record?
What it's telling us is that consumers and mortgage households are responding very actively to these rate rises. It's not a passive flow through to their cost base, and they're doing it preemptively and quite immediately as those cash rate rises flow through. So the traditional wisdom of a transmission lag of several months doesn't quite hold when we look at mortgage behaviour. People are responding quite immediately and actively to those rate rises.
That's really interesting, because we often give examples of, the amount of extra people will be paying if they have that interest, but in reality what you're saying is fewer and fewer people are actually doing that. Something that is coming up this year is we now know that between 800,000 to 900,000 people who fixed when those rates were ultra low will be coming off those fixed rates this year. But you're starting to see some interesting options. It's not just a matter of going onto a variable. What can people do?
Yeah, correct. The 800,000 fixed loans that the RBA estimates will end, that's because the fixed rate terms of those loans are quite short in Australia, typically 2 to 3 years, and that compares to 5 years plus in other countries. So the loans that were taken out during that peak in 2020 are now maturing, and they need to go onto either a new fixed loan, but other options can include moving to a variable loan, moving to interest-only loans, which were popular a few years ago, certainly around the GFC when rates were much higher, or moving to a longer-term loan, so moving to a loan that will take longer to pay off, but the monthly repayments will be smaller. There's also big incentives on offer at the moment to switch providers. So research we did last year indicated that people switching to another financer can save around $2,000 in loan costs, and that's on top of the cashbacks that are on offer at the moment.
Yeah, look, you really need to be on it. You need to be an activist consumer in this space, as difficult as that is. And we did have data this morning saying if we do get 3 rate rises, the person who has an average loan will be paying an extra 49% than they were at the bottom of the rate rises. Just quickly, Julie, before I let you go, what do you reckon? Do you reckon three more rate rises and then a dip? What do you think?
I think at least one, and we may see a pause through the middle of the year, just to allow the RBA to catch breath and see what's happening with inflation. But there's plenty of room for more rate rises from here.
And then down at the other end? Down
Eventually, yes.
Eventually.
People are all suffering in the same way.
Well said. And of course, looking at those trends, that the home transaction have also trended lower, which is the sales numbers are down minus 19% relevant to the same time last year. But if you look at the 5-year average, it is above still 4.6%. So from there, it is okay. But because it was peak in the last few years, then from that point is minus 19% in number of transactions. So that's a big drop from that period. But if you look at in the broader scheme of things, over the 5-year period, it is still holding at about 4.6. So that is quite good. Well, okay, let's end this segment today with an area report of what's happening in your side of town.
Yes, we are based in Boondall, north side of Brisbane. The market is slowly picking up. We have got a couple of new listings. We have sold a property which has been on the market with another agent for about 4 months. We have got that one unconditional at 12 Daloon Street. So that one is sold, and we sold the other one at 211 Pine Tree Close. That one has just settled. So we have got a couple of new listings. We have listed a property at 37 Longbill Place, which are sold in 96, and now the owners, we have been managing since then. So now the owners have decided they're retiring. They have decided to sell that one. That one is a very good investment for $630,000. It's on 450 square meter block, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1 car accommodation, currently rented with the same tenants for 7 years. So that's a great investment for if anybody is looking for investment property. So open houses, we have got couple. That one, 37 Longbill Place, we have got open house this Saturday, 11 to 11:30, and we have got another one which we have listed, new property at it's a townhouse, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1 car, and that's on the market for $499. It's open at 12 o'clock this Saturday, and that one is rented for $470, and we are looking offers over $499. So those two are the opens. Rental demands have been extremely high. We had a couple of properties we have rented it already. At the moment, we don't have any rentals available for renting. We've got 2 coming up. Both are in Deegan, and we'll be talking about it on next week, because both the owners are doing some maintenance work on those 2 properties. So we have rented out 23 Gladstone Street just yesterday and 24 Annesley Crescent this week. So those were the 2 properties rented, and they're both rented for much higher figure which than previous tenants were paying. So that's the area report for our area. And if anybody is looking for selling or renting or investing, please call us on 3865 4466, and one of us will be able to assist you and find you the right property. Thank you so much for having me on the show. Australian Indian Radio and Umesh Chandra.
And thank you very much for being on the show, and that's very informative session today on the interest rate, which is very topical because it just happened, and I think it's a good information to disseminate out into the community. Well, hoping all the best for the coming weekend and all the opens. So right now it's time to say goodbye from this segment. Until next week, it's goodbye.
Globenet Realty. Globenet Realty has been the longest established, trusted and respected agency in its trade area. Usha Chandra, Director of Globenet Realty, provides honest and ethical service to her customers. If you are thinking of investing in Brisbane real estate market, or if you are seeking professional property management, then you should contact Usha Chandra today on landline 3865 4466 or mobile 0419 775 416. And for further updates, log on to our website www.globenetrealty.com.au. Globenet Realty is your own local real estate agency. Situated at Shop 52281 Sandgate Road, Boondall. Globenet Realty. Real estate is our world.